Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Lauren. I'm at my home doing schoolwork just like I know y'all are. I hope you're staying caught up and safe and healthy. Pretty soon we'll all be able to go back to school. For the rest of y'all's school year, I'll be making videos about different science topics, and y'all can do some of these experiments at home, or you can just watch them if you're interested in them, and I hope you guys like them. So today we're going to be talking about weathering, erosion, and deposition. Weathering breaks down Earth's surface into sediments, so you can refer to weathering as breaks. Erosion is when sediments are transported, so erosion takes things and moves it to other places. Deposition is when sediments settle out or are dropped by whatever is carrying them. This can build up landforms or fill in areas. Deposition makes new land masses. Here, you can see the process of how weathering, erosion, and deposition all affect the Earth's landforms. So this kind of goes along with what our experiment today will be. Have you ever seen a muddy stream or river? The water appears muddy because it's carrying small particles of sediment. Erosion from running water is still at work. An example of erosion and weathering is the Grand Canyon in Arizona. Okay, so now we're going to do an experiment, erosion and deposition. What you will need is a cup of water, a plastic cup, and scissors, so make sure that you have your parents' permission. You will need some dirt. I've got potting soil and sand, and then you'll need a large tub. Okay, so now that you have your sand and your potting soil, you're going to try to make some different landforms. So, and your sand, and you've made your landforms. You're going to take your cup, going to poke a hole in the bottom of it. So you might want to get a parent's help with this. Okay, so now you'll take your scissors and your plastic cup, and you'll just poke a hole in the bottom with your parents' permission, of course. And then you're going to take your cup of water, and you'll hold it over your dirt and your sand, and you'll pour it in there, and watch as the water moves all of the dirt and sand to other places. And you can see right here how it's starting to move it that way a little bit. And you can see how it's changing the landforms that we made into new things. So if you let this sit for a few minutes, you can see eventually that all the water will change into something different. You can see that there's a lot of water here, and the water that we started with was clear. And so now you see that our water is mucky and dirty, just like the river that I showed earlier. So we can obviously see that there were mountains here, and there was a little bit of a cliff right there, and now it's all moved and it's something different. So in the real life example, like the river runs down a slope, just kind of like how we have with our dirt. We had more dirt on one side than we did on the other. So it picks up little bits of dirt and rocks and sticks as it flows down, and this eventually creates deposition where you make new things. So erosion is going to take the sand and the dirt like what we saw, and then deposition is going to make something new. So if you were to let this dry, you could eventually come back and it will have formed maybe another small mountain, or it would have formed something kind of like the Grand Canyon. Okay, so this is approximately 24 hours after I did the experiment, just to show y'all what it looks like after it's dried. So I'll post a picture of what it looked like before, like right after we had done the water. But now you can see how there's a little bit of I've made a small channel, and it's all kind of flowed throughout there, and you can see we have another little mountain right there, and we have another one there. And so you can see just how erosion and deposition caused what was mountains over here and a cliff to now be some flatter, muddier areas here with another mountain there, another small one there, another small one there. So here is a view of the top of it so that you can see this angle, but if we change it to be like this, you can see more of a in-depth kind of what happened with the water and how it formed and how it moved to create new things with erosion and deposition. Take a picture of what your activity looks like when it's over and post it in the Google Classroom, and if you have any questions, post those as well and I'll answer those for you. So today y'all learned about weathering and erosion, and I hope that y'all found this video interesting and maybe you can even try it at home. I'm going to start helping Miss Kim in her Google Classroom, so if you do the experiment, take a picture and let me see how it turns out. I know personally where I live, there's a lot of fields and farming, so we see a lot of weathering and erosion where I'm from. So here we have another real life example of weathering, erosion, and deposition. Last night, this is the dirt road that I live on, and last night we had a huge rain. So all of that rain took this dirt and sand and made these little crevices, and it all ran into this ditch, which is why the ditch also looks muddy. So I hope that this video was interesting and fun to y'all and that you can try it at home.